guys know that Indians and Filipinos has the oldest relationship? Shocked? I'm also shocked that when I knew it first time. In today's video, I'm going to react on history of the Philippines in 12 minutes. Before we see the video, I request all my new subscribers who came first time, please subscribe my channel, like it, share it. All my old viewers, thank you so much. So let's start the video.
The history of what is today the Philippines started with the arrival of its first humans. It is believed they used rafts or boats around 60,000 years ago, with groups of diverse people settling in the archipelago. Some of these groups started to develop and expand into bigger settlements, and in the next thousands of years, they evolved into what some scholars believe to be considered early states. Austronesians and afterwards speakers of the Malayo-Polynesian languages began to arrive in successive waves beginning about 4000 BC. According to the existing evidence, a jade culture existed in these lands, starting with the Neolithic.
Jade culture, okay. If I'm sure you all are intelligent and you must know this, but I just want to explain who doesn't know about this. Jade culture is a stone culture where they use Chinese green stone to trade. So that time is so old time, jade culture. Oh my god. So they have started trading through the jade culture.
1000 BC, it is believed that the inhabitants of the archipelago had developed into 4 distinct kinds of people. Tribal groups, warrior societies, the petty plutocracy, and the harbor civilizations. Also important to note is the fact that the metallurgy reached the archipelago due to trade with India.
See, this was I'm telling. I'm really happy that we are connected with the Philippines in any way, This is the reason. Because as I said in my intro that Indians are the first one who trade with Philippines, and in a way we both developed together. You understand that? Wow.
Around 300 to 700 AD, the seafaring people of the islands began to trade with the Indianized kingdoms in the Malay archipelago and the nearby East Asian principalities, adopting influences from both Buddhism and Hinduism. Some cultures of present-day Vietnam showed evidence of an extensive trade network. Artifacts and goods were traded, such as glass, agate, or gold. There were also other items present in the region which were most likely imported, including ear ornaments that have been found in archaeological sites in the Philippines, Thailand, and Taiwan. The Indian culture influenced the Southeast Asian region, starting with the 1st century.
I want to ask my viewers, as video says that it influenced, the Indian culture influenced there, so there are still old Hindu region people still living there, because my belief is mostly Roman Catholics and some part Muslims are there, but still there are some Hindu families or not. I want to know that, but because according to the video there are influence of Hinduism there, so I want to know that. Do you know that? Please comment below that where this Hindus family living. I really want to know that.
During the period of the South,
it's good to know the relation between two countries.
Empire, Indian culture spread to Southeast Asia.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Spread,
which led to the
establishment of
new kingdoms, largely influenced by the Indian culture and traditions. The date inscribed in the oldest Philippine document found so far, the Laguna copperplate inscription, is 900 AD. From the details of the document, written in Kawi script, the bearer of a debt, Namwaran, along with his children, is cleared of a debt by the ruler of Tondo. This is the earliest document that shows the use of mathematics in pre-colonial Philippine societies. A standard
mathematics, so definitely there is a presence of Indian society and mixed up with the Filipino society. I mean, the old Filipino tribes. Wow.
System of weights and measures is also demonstrated by the use of precise measurement for gold and other items, as well as in astronomy. From the various Sanskrit terms and titles seen in the document, the culture and society of the Manila Bay were that of Hindu Old Malay amalgamation, similar to the cultures of Java,
There is a
Peninsular Malaysia,
influence of Sanskrit language also.
in the years leading up to 1000,
Wow.
there were already several maritime societies existing in the islands, but there was no unifying political state encompassing the entire Philippine archipelago. Instead, the region was divided into numerous semi-autonomous city-states under the rule of the plutocracy, while a number of states existed alongside the highland societies. These smaller structures alternated between being part of or being influenced by larger Asian empires like Maya Pahit. Around 1225, the nation of Mai, a Buddhist pre-Hispanic Philippine island state centered in Mindoro, flourished, attracting traders and shipping from the kingdom of Ryukyu to the Empire of Japan. Chao Jakua, a customs inspector in Fujian province, China, wrote the description of the barbarous peoples, describing trade with this pre-colonial state. Its people were noted for their honesty in trade. Much of what is now Indonesia was ruled by the Hindu Maya Pahit Empire. During the 1300s, this empire ruled over Luzon Island and the Sulu archipelago.
I didn't knew that in Indonesia also there is a Hindu influence. Wow, I'm learning so much. I'm sure you must be too. I mean, wow.
As more and more influence was on these islands, skirmishes and battles also existed. Some local tribes were waging incessant guerrilla warfare against them. Eventually, the kingdoms of Luzon regained independence from Maya Pahit after the Battle of Manila, 1365. Sulu also re-established independence, and in vengeance assaulted the Maya Pahit province of Brunei before a fleet from the capital drove them out. The start of the Islamic era in Indonesia set the collapse of the Maya Pahites as its provinces eventually seceded and became independent sultanates. In 1380, Makdum Karim, an Arab trader born in Johor, arrived in Sulu from Malacca and brought Islam to the Philippines. Additionally, Sharif ul-Hashim
this is the reason Philippines has Muslim, because they had trade with the Brunei, and Brunei is the obviously Muslim country.
Arab Muslim explorer established the Sultanate of Sulu by converting its previous ruler, the Hindu king Raja Bagwinda, to Islam and then marrying his daughter.
So that is the end of Hinduism there.
The 15th century. Meanwhile, the religion was introduced to the area by Muslim missionaries and traders from the Middle East, Indian, and Malay regions who propagated Islam to Sulu and Mindanao. As before, when Buddhist and Hindu cultures influenced the archipelago, the same case happened with the Muslim culture.
So this is the reason that now in Philippines there are so, I don't know even exist or not, but less Buddhism and less Hinduism, mostly Muslim and Christianity. So we will see how Christianity came. I want to really know that.
Upon the secession of Brunei from the Maya Pahit Empire, they imported the Arab emir from Mecca, Sharif Ali, and became an independent sultanate. The new religion started to grow roots in the Philippines through conquest and conversion of local leaders in the next decades. Moreover, Islam was further strengthened by the arrival to the Philippines of traders and proselytizers from Malaysia and Indonesia. In 1521, the Spanish reached the archipelago through the expedition around the world led by Portuguese-born Spanish explorer Ferdinand Magellan.
Oh, so now
claiming the islands he saw from the Spanish Empire, he established friendly relations with some of the local leaders and converted some of them to Roman Catholicism.
Wait a minute, Ferdinand. It's a name of also the ex-president of Ferdinand Marcos. So I'm just out of curiosity, I'm just asking because I'm asking all my viewers, because of his name, I mean on his name, his father put the name of him, Ferdinand Marcos, or is just a coincidence? That's new. I mean, Ferdinand Marcos and Ferdinand Magellan. So I think they have some connection there. Correct me if I'm wrong or right. I don't know. So he's the one that brought Roman Catholic religion.
Because the Philippines are a large
Christian
archipelago, the Spaniards started to explore many islands. However, the explorer Ferdinand Magellan was killed during the Battle of Mactan against the local ruler Lapu-Lapu. Over the next several decades,
if I'm not wrong, Lapu-Lapu is one city, right? So this happened there. I'm really learning so much.
other Spanish expeditions were dispatched to the islands. In 1543, an expedition was led to the islands, naming them Philippines, in honor of Philip of Austria, who became Philip II of Spain on January 16th.
So this is the descent of Muslims.
The name was then extended to
and
the
rise of
Christianity later on in the Spanish era. European colonization began in earnest when Spanish explorer Miguel Lopez de Legazpi arrived from Mexico in 1565 and formed the first European settlements in Cebu. Through diplomatic and military annexation of some lands, incorporating local states including the Kingdom of Tondo, the Spaniards established Manila as the capital of the Spanish East Indies.
So this is the reason in language of Philippines there are so many words of Spanish, because people came from Spain, from Mexico, and they are Spanish speakers. That's good.
In 1578, the Castilian War erupted between the Christian Spaniards and Muslim Bruneians over control of the Philippine archipelago. The Christian troops were so diverse due to generally being made up of people under the Spanish rule, including Native Americans, namely Aztecs, Mayans, and Incans, who were gathered and sent from Mexico and South America to be led by Spanish officers that had worked together with native Filipinos.
Wait a minute. South America, does it mean that all 13 South American countries are contributing with the Spanish people to fight against Muslim? I mean Muslim leaders? Wow, that's good. That's why Filipinos has this Roman Catholicism.
In military campaigns across Southeast Asia. The Muslim side was also very diverse, though. They were supported by the Ottoman Empire, with their troops consisting of Malay warriors and expeditionary forces sent by the Ottomans, which included mainly Turks, Egyptians, Swahilis, Somalis, Indians, and
obviously
others.
they are
The conflict ended with the status quo antebellum. Just 20 years after the conquest of Luzon, remarkable progress existed in the work of colonization of the islands and the spread of Christianity. A cathedral was built in the city of Manila with an episcopal palace. Other monasteries and churches were built across islands, and more people started to convert to Christianity.
Cathedral, if you go to any Spanish country, whether it's Latino countries or Spain, or you will find one cathedral in each city. That's really good, because I've been to some part of South America. So yeah, you will find one cathedral definitely. So that's like showing off that this place is ours. That's powerful place.
Furthermore, Spanish and Mexican families settled in the new lands, creating stronger communities. Much of the archipelago came under Spanish rule, creating the first
now we can see
political
part
known
of
as the Philippines. Spanish colonial rule saw the introduction of Christianity, the code of law, and the oldest modern university in Asia. The Philippines was ruled by the Mexico-based viceroyalty of New Spain, and after, The colony was directly governed by Spain. Many of the local people revolted in the next centuries due to some abuses made by the Spanish authorities. Their rule ended after the American-Spanish War at the end of the 19th century in 1898. The Philippines became
now here comes the part of states.
The United States then established the insular government to rule the Philippines. In 1907, the elected assembly was set up with popular elections. The U.S. promised independence in the Jones Act to the country as the Philippine Commonwealth was established in 1935 as a 10-year interim step period to full independence. But before gaining total freedom, in 1942, during World War II, the Philippines was occupied by Japanese forces. By 1945, the U.S. liberated the Philippines and the Treaty of
And this is the time when Ferdinand Marcos,
established an independent
dad died.
The period of their independence was marked by internal skirmishes and a smaller period of dictatorship. But also,
and this is the time when it's said to be that Marcos family got so much of gold from Japanese troop, right? So, wow, that's interesting. I'm really learning so much through just one video.
Huge progress and development, with Manuel Roxas becoming the first president of the independent Republic of the Philippines. The United States seceded its sovereignty over the Philippines on July 4th, 1946, as scheduled. However, the Philippine economy remained highly dependent on United States markets. Roxas died suddenly of a heart attack in April 1948, and the Vice President Elpidio Quirino ruled the country until 1953. Some communist partisans existed in the islands, but were defeated in the 50s. Additionally, an important event happened in the middle of the 1960s.
So these are the
Ferdinand
presidents.
Marcos took power in 1960.
So see, that's why I'm saying Ferdinand Marcos. So is his name is coming from that Spanish governor, or how it came?
And ruled until 1986.
Longest.
This era included the final years of the Third Republic from 1965 to 1972, and the Philippines under martial law 1972 to 1981. His reign was marked by dictatorship and instability. In 1986, Ferdinand Marcos was removed from power and replaced by Maria Corazon Aquino. Up to the present day.
So, Aquino family is the biggest rival of the Marcos family, as far as I know, as far as I have heard, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I would love to.
5 other presidents ruled the Philippines.
So this is it. I mean, this is really interesting. You know what? Let me tell you this. I was reading, as I said, I love to read a lot, and I was reading that there are so many words are took in Tagalog from Sanskrit, and Sanskrit is the language of the old civilization people of India. And through this video, we can know that Indians are the first one who trade, and they have, sorry about the dogs, and they have the biggest influence on the native Filipino people who's living there. So that's why you will find so many words took from the Sanskrit, and there are so many words, and there are so many videos on which words are taken from Sanskrit. If you want me to make a video on that, please comment below. I will make a video on that which words came from Sanskrit. I would love to make that video. Just comment me below. And I'm really happy to see how much good. See, let me tell you, I'm not just saying that because I'm Indian, but let me say this. You know, this quality you can find on Google, that this quality I really like about India. You know what? In history of in history of India, India never fight first to any country. They never attack. India is the country who never tried to capture somebody else's place, somebody else's land. Never in the history. In fact, they helped When Pakistan wanted to depart, they helped. When Pakistan and Bangladesh was the one, and Pakistanis are persecuting and making slaves of Bangladeshis, India is the one to help Bangladesh to make another country. Then same with the Nepal. So I'm really happy to see that in this whole video there is no one word that says that Indian tried to capture as other country did, like Brunei Prince did, Spanish, Mexico states people, but Indian never. So I want to say one more thing, that one of my subscriber, I don't know if he's subscriber or not, but he commented on one of the video of Marcos that he hates Indians. I don't know why he hates Indians. I think he must see this video. Indians and Filipinos has the best past history. We had a lot of common things. We are the first one who had the business trade. So we helped each other. Why he hates, I don't know. I mean, so yeah, I'm really happy to see this video, and please comment me below about the Hinduism in the Philippines. I want to know about the Ferdinand Marcos name. Is it really came from that Spanish empire governor or someone? And I want to know also that why you think that guy hates Indians or hate India. I don't know. I don't see any reason. So please comment me, and please try to talk with me. I'm really open to talk. Please discuss about this video. I would like to talk with you. Comment me, share me. If you like my work, please subscribe. See you in another video. Till then.